What's up guys, welcome to another lesson. So we'll be learning branch accounting in this series. So I'm calling it series because this will be like a full video series. Now there are a lot of concepts to be covered in branch accounting, and instead of making like one 15-hour long video, I thought of breaking it into 4 parts. So in this video we'll be learning the basics of branch accounting, the overview and what it actually is, and also the Debtors method of branch accounting, which is one of the methods of maintaining these accounts. So in the second one we'll be learning the stock and debtors method and the trading and profit and loss account method. In the third video we'll be seeing accounting for independent branches, so how reconciliation is done. And the last one will be accounting for foreign branches. So branch accounting ಅಲ್ಲಿ ಜಾಸ್ತಿ ಕಾನ್ಸೆಪ್ಟ್ಸ್ ಇದ್ದಾವೆ, ಅದಕ್ಕೆ ಒಂದೇ ವಿಡಿಯೋದಲ್ಲಿ ಎಲ್ಲ ಕವರ್ ಮಾಡೋದಕ್ಕಿಂತ 4 ವಿಡಿಯೋಸ್ ಆಗಿ ಬ್ರೇಕ್ ಮಾಡಿದ್ದೀನಿ. So let's start with the concept of branch accounting. So what exactly this is? It's just a business having its operations in another place. Let's say there is a business in Bangalore and they're doing well there. They want to expand to a new place, like they might have seen new opportunities in a new place now. Let's say they want to go to Chennai. So they'll just start another office in Chennai and start doing business there as well. So now Chennai is the branch office and Bangalore will be the head office. So ಈಗ ಒಂದು ಬಿಸ್ನೆಸ್ ಚೆನ್ನಾಗಿ ಕೆಲಸ ಮಾಡ್ತಿದೆ, ಸೊ ಅವ್ರು ಬ್ಯಾಂಗ್ಳೂರಲ್ಲಿ ಇದ್ದಾರೆ, ಚೆನ್ನೈಯಲ್ಲಿ ಎಕ್ಸ್ಪ್ಯಾಂಡ್ ಮಾಡೋಕ್ಕೆ ಅವ್ರಿಗೆ ಆಪರ್ಚುನಿಟೀಸ್ ಇದೆ. ಸೊ ಅಲ್ಲಿ ಚೆನ್ನೈಯಲ್ಲಿ ಒಂದು ಆಫೀಸ್ನ ಸೆಟಪ್ ಮಾಡ್ತಾರೆ. ಸೊ ಆಗೇನಾಗುತ್ತೆ, ಚೆನ್ನೈ ಬಂದು ಬ್ರಾಂಚ್, ಬ್ಯಾಂಗ್ಳೂರ್ ಬಂದು ಹೆಡ್ ಆಫೀಸ್ ಆಗಿರುತ್ತೆ. ಸೊ coming to the types of branches. Branches can be divided into inland and foreign branches, okay? So inland branches are located in the same country as the head office, and foreign branches are located in the country other than the country of the head office. Now, when it comes to inland branches, there will again be 2 types of branches. So one will be dependent and the other will be independent. So dependent branches entirely depend on the head office. So all they do is they just act on behalf of the head office. They'll send their reports and the head office will maintain the records of the dependent branch. Now, independent branches, on the other hand, they are entirely independent. So in other words, they are like separate business. So they'll maintain their own records and head office will maintain their own records, and at the end they will reconcile both those balances. So we'll be seeing accounting for independent branches in detail, but for now that's all you need to know. Foreign branches, you have to keep in mind, are always independent, okay? Because it makes sense, right? Like they operate in a different country and the currency will be different and the exchange rate will be fluctuating every day. So it's not possible for the head office to maintain their accounts. So foreign branches maintain their own accounts. And at the end of the year, they'll send the reports to the head office. So branches, there are 2 types, inland and foreign branches. So inland andre ade country alli irutte, foreign branches bere country. So inland branches alli 2 types again, independent and dependent. Independent ಬಂದು ಅವ್ರದ್ದೇ ಅಕೌಂಟ್ಸ್ ಮೇಂಟೈನ್ ಮಾಡ್ತಾರೆ. ಡಿಪೆಂಡೆಂಟ್ ಬ್ರಾಂಚಸ್ ಬಂದು ಹೆಡ್ ಆಫೀಸ್ ಮೇಲೆ ಡಿಪೆಂಡ್ ಆಗ್ತಾರೆ. ಸೊ ಹೆಡ್ ಆಫೀಸ್ ಬಂದು ಡಿಪೆಂಡೆಂಟ್ ಬ್ರಾಂಚಸ್ದು ಅಕೌಂಟ್ಸ್ನ ಮೇಂಟೈನ್ ಮಾಡ್ಕೊಳ್ತಾರೆ. ಫಾರಿನ್ ಬ್ರಾಂಚಸ್ ಯಾವಾಗಲೂ ಇಂಡಿಪೆಂಡೆಂಟ್, ಯಾಕಂದರೆ ಬೇರೆ ದೇಶದಲ್ಲಿದ್ದಾರೆ. ಸೊ ಅವ್ರದ್ದೇ ಅಕೌಂಟ್ಸ್ ಮೇಂಟೈನ್ ಮಾಡಿ ಅದನ್ನು ಹೆಡ್ ಆಫೀಸಿಗೆ ಕಳಿಸ್ತಾರೆ. ಸೊ ಲೆಟ್ಸ್ ಟೇಕ್ ದ ಸೇಮ್ ಎಕ್ಸಾಂಪಲ್. ನಾವು ಲೆಟ್ಸ್ ಸೇ ಚೆನ್ನೈ ಇಸ್ ದ ಡಿಪೆಂಡೆಂಟ್ ಬ್ರಾಂಚ್ ಆಫ್ Bangalore. So then what happens is all that Chennai will do is just receive goods from Bangalore and then it'll sell. So it's acting on behalf of Bangalore, and then it'll send the reports of its activities back to Bangalore, and Bangalore will prepare the accounts of Chennai based on the reports it gets. So Chennai just Bangalore ಪರವಾಗಿ ಆಕ್ಟ್ ಮಾಡುತ್ತೆ ಅಷ್ಟೇ, ಆಪರೇಟ್ ಆಗುತ್ತೆ. ರಿಪೋರ್ಟ್ಸ್ ಎಲ್ಲ ಅವರು ಬ್ಯಾಂಗ್ಳೂರ್ ಕಳಿಸ್ತಾರೆ. ಸೊ ಬ್ಯಾಂಗ್ಳೂರ್ ಆ ಬೇಸಿಸ್ ಮೇಲೆ ಚೆನ್ನೈ ಬ್ರಾಂಚ್ದು ಅಕೌಂಟ್ಸ್ನ ಮೇಂಟೈನ್ ಮಾಡ್ಕೊಳ್ತಾರೆ. ಸೊ ಡಿಪೆಂಡೆಂಟ್ ಬ್ರಾಂಚ್ ಹಂಗೆ ಕೆಲಸ ಮಾಡುತ್ತೆ. Okay, so now we'll look at the first method of branch accounting, which is Debtors method. So this is one of the simple methods when it comes to branch accounting. One branch chikkadagidre ನಾವು Debtors method na follow ಮಾಡಬಹುದು. So let's just look at the format of a branch account when we follow Debtors method. So the branch is treated as a separate entity. So the way I like to see it is, the branch is like a debtor to the head office. So whatever the head office sends to the branch, so it's like a debt. So naturally the debt will be increasing. So whatever the branch has belongs to the head office, and whatever the head office sends to the branch also ultimately belongs to the head office, right? So all this will increase the debt of the branch. So that's why all these things will come on the debit side. So branch hatra ಏನೇನಿದೆ ಅದೆಲ್ಲ ಹೆಡ್ ಆಫೀಸ್ ಇದೆ, ಯಾಕಂದ್ರೆ ಹೆಡ್ ಆಫೀಸ್ ಕಳಿಸಿರೋದು. ಬ್ರಾಂಚ್ ಹತ್ರ ಇರೋದೆಲ್ಲ ಡೆಬಿಟ್ ಸೈಡ್ ಬರುತ್ತೆ. ಅಟ್ ದ ಸೇಮ್ ಟೈಮ್ ಹೆಡ್ ಆಫೀಸ್ ಬ್ರಾಂಚ್ ಏನೇನು ಕಳಿಸುತ್ತೆ ಅವೆಲ್ಲ ನಾವು ಡೆಬಿಟ್ ಸೈಡ್ ತೋರಿಸ್ತೀವಿ. Sometimes the head office will also pay the expenses of the branch. So ಇದು ಕೂಡ ಏನಾಗುತ್ತೆ ಅಂದ್ರೆ ಅಲ್ಟಿಮೇಟ್ಲಿ ಬ್ರಾಂಚ್ ಲಯಬಿಲಿಟಿ ಹೆಡ್ ಆಫೀಸ್ಗೆ ಜಾಸ್ತಿ ಆಗ್ತಿದೆ. ಯಾಕಂದ್ರೆ ಫೈನಲ್ ಆಗಿ ಬ್ರಾಂಚ್ ಬಂದು ಹೆಡ್ ಆಫೀಸ್ಗೆ ಸೆಟಲ್ಮೆಂಟ್ ಮಾಡಬೇಕಲ್ಲ. ಸೊ ಅದಕ್ಕೆ ಬ್ರಾಂಚ್ ಎಕ್ಸ್ಪೆನ್ಸಸ್ ಹೆಡ್ ಆಫೀಸ್ ಪೇ ಮಾಡಿದ್ರೆ ಅದು ಕೂಡ ನಾವು ಡೆಬಿಟ್ ಸೈಡ್ ತೋರಿಸ್ತೀವಿ. ಸೊ ಕಮಿಂಗ್ ಟು ದ ಕ್ರೆಡಿಟ್ ಸೈಡ್, whatever the head office receives from the branch will be shown on the credit side. When the branch sends stuff to the head office, or when it sends like cash or goods or anything, the liability to the head office is decreasing. So hೀಗೇನಾಗುತ್ತೆ ಅಂದರೆ ಹೆಡ್ ಆಫೀಸ್ಗೆ ಹಣ ಕಳಿಸಿದಾಗ ಅಥವಾ ಗೂಡ್ಸ್ನ ರಿಟರ್ನ್ ಮಾಡಿದಾಗ ಸೊ ಬ್ರಾಂಚ್ ಹೆಡ್ ಆಫೀಸ್ ಹತ್ರ ಮಾಡಿರೋ ಸಾಲ ಕಡಿಮೆ ಆಗ್ತಿದೆ. ಸೊ ಕಡಿಮೆ ಆಗೋಕ್ಕೆ ನಾವು ಅದೆಲ್ಲ ಕ್ರೆಡಿಟ್ ಸೈಡ್ ತೋರಿಸ್ತೀವಿ. ಸೊ whenever the liability of the branch to the head office increases, you show it on the debit side, and whenever it decreases, you show it on the credit side. Any goods returned to branch will also be shown on the credit side. And finally, we'll see what is the closing balance of the branch account, like the stock and cash, which will be carried forward to the next year. And finally, we'll see which side of the account is big. So if the credit side is big, ಏನಾಗ್ತಿದೆ ಅಂದರೆ ಇನ್ಕಮ್ ಜಾಸ್ತಿ ಆಗಿದೆ, ಆ ಡಿಫ್ರೆನ್ಸ್ ಬಂದು ನಮಗೆ ಪ್ರಾಫಿಟ್. ಸೊ ದಟ್ಸ್ ದ ಪ್ರಾಫಿಟ್ ಮೇಡ್ ಬೈ ದ ಬ್ರಾಂಚ್. And if it's the other way around, then it will be loss made by the branch. So now let's solve a problem following Debtors method. You will have a clear idea of how Debtors method works. And ಇನ್ನೊಂದು ನಾನು ಹೇಳೋದೇನೆಂದರೆ, ನೀವು ಈ ವಿಡಿಯೋನ ಎಷ್ಟು ಸಲ ನೋಡಿದ್ರು, 10,000 ಟೈಮ್ಸ್ ನೋಡಿದ್ರು ನಿಮಗೆ ನೀವು ಮಾಡೋವರೆಗೂ ನಿಮ್ಗೆ ಅರ್ಥ ಆಗಲ್ಲ. ಸೊ ನಾನು ಏನು ಹೇಳ್ತೀನಿ ಅಂದರೆ, ಇವಾಗಲೇ ಒಂದು ಬುಕ್ ತೊಗೊಂಡು ನಾನು ಮಾಡೋವಾಗಲೇ ನನ್ನ ಜೊತೆನೇ ಈ ಪ್ರಾಬ್ಲಮ್ ಮಾಡಿ ವಿಡಿಯೋನ ಪಾಸ್ ಮಾಡಿ ಮಾಡ್ತಾ ಇರಿ. ಸೊ ಹಂಗೆ ಮಾಡಿದಾಗ ನಿಮಗೆ ಈಸಿಯಾಗಿ ಅರ್ಥ ಆಗುತ್ತೆ, ನಿಮಗೆ ತುಂಬ ಟೈಮ್ ಸೇವ್ ಆಗುತ್ತೆ. So this is how we'll prepare the branch account. So this is obviously in the books of head office, right? So the branch is a debtor to the head office. Whatever the branch receives from the head office will increase the debt of the branch to the head office. So all those things will be coming on the debit side. And on the credit side, we'll enter all those things which will reduce the debt of the branch. So the way we start is we'll first write down the balances that have been brought forward from the previous accounting period. ಸೊ ನಾನು ಹೇಳ್ದಂಗೆ ಬ್ರಾಂಚ್ ಬಂದು ಹೆಡ್ ಆಫೀಸ್ಗೆ ಡೆಟಾರ್. ಏನೇನು ಟ್ರಾನ್ಸಾಕ್ಷನ್ಸ್ ಮಾಡಿದಾಗ ಸಾಲ ಜಾಸ್ತಿ ಆಗುತ್ತೆ ಅದನ್ನೆಲ್ಲ ನಾವು ಈ ಕಡೆ ಬರ್ಕೊಳ್ತೀವಿ. ಸೊ ಸಾಲ ಯಾವಾಗ ಕಡಿಮೆ ಆಗುತ್ತೆ ಆ ಟ್ರಾನ್ಸಾಕ್ಷನ್ಸ್ ಎಲ್ಲ ನಾವು ಈ ಕಡೆ ಬರ್ಕೊಳ್ತೀವಿ. ಸೊ ವಿ ಸ್ಟಾರ್ಟ್ ವಿತ್ ದ ಬ್ಯಾಲೆನ್ಸ್. ಸೊ ವೆನ್ ದ ಬ್ರಾಂಚ್ ರಿಸೀವ್ಸ್ ಗೂಡ್ಸ್ ಫ್ರಮ್ ದ ಹೆಡ್ ಆಫೀಸ್, the debt is naturally increasing, right? So that's why we'll be showing it on the debit side. If you look at the journal entry, see the branch is the receiver of the benefit. So that's why we are debiting branch account and goods are going out. So goods into branch is credited. So head office goods na branch ಕಳಿಸಿದಾಗ ಏನಾಗ್ತಿದೆ ಅಂದರೆ ಈ ಬ್ರಾಂಚ್ ಹೆಡ್ ಆಫೀಸ್ ಹತ್ರ ಮಾಡಿರೋ ಸಾಲ ಜಾಸ್ತಿ ಆಗ್ತಿದೆ. ಸೊ ಅದಕ್ಕೆ ನಾವು ಅದನ್ನು ಡೆಬಿಟ್ ಸೈಡ್ ಬರ್ಕೊಳ್ತೀವಿ. ಜರ್ನಲ್ ಎಂಟ್ರಿ ನೋಡಿದ್ರು ಬ್ರಾಂಚ್ ಬಂದು ರಿಸೀವರ್ ಆಫ್ ದ ಬೆನಿಫಿಟ್. ಸೊ ಅದಕ್ಕೆ ಬ್ರಾಂಚ್ನ ಡೆಬಿಟ್ ಮಾಡ್ತೀವಿ. ಆ್ಯಂಡ್ ಗೂಡ್ಸ್ ಹೆಡ್ ಆಫೀಸಿಂದ ಆಚೆ ಹೋಗಿದೆ, ಅದಕ್ಕೆ ಹೆಡ್ ಆಫೀಸ್ನ ಕ್ರೆಡಿಟ್ ಮಾಡ್ತೀವಿ. So the next one is goods returned to head office. So generally goods are returned at the end of the accounting period. So we can take that after we have taken the other items on the credit side. So the next thing that we see is cash sales. Now, if you look at the problem, it says all the cash collected by the branch was banked on the same date to the credit of the head office. So what that means is whatever the branch is collecting will be transferred to the head office on the same day. So we also have cash received from sundry debtors in this problem. So cash sales and the collection debt from debtors both will be remitted to the head office. So now when the branch sends cash to the head office, naturally the debt is decreasing, right? So that's why we'll be showing that on the credit side of the account. ಸೊ ಹಣನ ಬ್ರಾಂಚ್ ಬಂದು ಹೆಡ್ ಆಫೀಸಿಗೆ ಕಳಿಸಿದಾಗ ಬ್ರಾಂಚ್ ಹೆಡ್ ಆಫೀಸ್ ಹತ್ರ ಮಾಡಿರೋ ಸಾಲ ಅಂದರೆ ಈ ಇಮ್ಯಾಜಿನರಿ ಸಾಲ ಕಡಿಮೆ ಆಗ್ತಿದೆ. ಸೊ ಅದಕ್ಕೆ ಏನೇನು ಕಡಿಮೆ ಮಾಡುತ್ತೆ ಅದನ್ನೆಲ್ಲ ನಾವು ಈ ಕಡೆ ಬರ್ಕೊಳ್ತೀವಿ. ಸೊ ಕ್ಯಾಶ್ ಆಚೆ ಹೋದಾಗ ನಾವು ಅದನ್ನು ಕ್ರೆಡಿಟ್ ಸೈಡ್ ಬರ್ಕೊಳ್ತೀವಿ. ಈಗ ನೆಕ್ಸ್ಟ್ ಬಂದು expenses ಇದ್ದಾವೆ. ಸೊ ಬ್ರಾಂಚ್ ಎಕ್ಸ್ಪೆನ್ಸಸ್, salaries, rent and sundry expenses, all the three are the branch expenses. So naturally when the head office spends on behalf of the branch, the debt of the branch is increasing, right? So that's why we'll show it on the debit side. So that will be bank account. So the journal entry is branch account debit to bank account because the cash is going out from the head office and the debt of the branch is increasing. So that will be shown on the debit side. Now finally, we have taken all the items that should come to the branch account. So we'll do the one that we left, that is goods returned to head office. So when goods are returned, the debt decreases. So goods are going out, right? So we'll be showing it on the credit side. So after this, we'll take the closing balances of all the accounts. These will be carried over to the next accounting period. So whatever the branch receives from the head office is shown on the debit side, and whatever it gives back to the head office is shown on the credit side. Now, if you're wondering why we are not taking allowances to customers, discount to customers, bad debts, that's because all those are connected with the debtors. So in this debtors method, we are only going to be doing the branch account. If we are doing a more detailed method, like let's say we are having branch debtors account, so in that case we'll be showing that. But now, because we have the closing debtors balance, so all these allowances, discounts, bad debts, they are already adjusted and they are shown in the closing balance of the debtors which we have here. So that's why we won't be taking those. So they are already adjusted. So ಏನಕ್ಕೆ ತಗೊಂಡಿಲ್ಲ ಅಂದರೆ ನಾವು ಕ್ಲೋಸಿಂಗ್ ಡೇಟಾಸ್ ಇದೆಯಲ್ಲ, ಅದು ಆಲ್ರೆಡಿ ಆ ಎಕ್ಸ್ಪೆನ್ಸಸ್ನ ತೊಗೊಂಡು ಅಡ್ಜಸ್ಟ್ ಮಾಡಿದ್ಮೇಲೆ ಬಂದಿರೋ ವ್ಯಾಲ್ಯೂ ಅದು. ಸೊ ಅಲವೆನ್ಸ್ ಡಿಸ್ಕೌಂಟ್ ಎಲ್ಲ ಹೋಗಿದೆ ಇದರಲ್ಲೇ. ಸೊ ಇದು ಬಂದು ನೆಟ್ ಅಮೌಂಟ್. ಸೊ ಅದಕ್ಕೆ ನಾವು ಅದನ್ನು ತೊಗೊಳ್ಳೋಲ್ಲ. ಸೊ ಫೈನಲ್ ಆಗಿ ಏನು ಮಾಡ್ತೀವಿ ಅಂದರೆ ಯಾವ ಸೈಡ್ ಜಾಸ್ತಿ ಇದೆ ಅಂತ ನೋಡ್ತೀವಿ. ಸೊ ಈ ಪ್ರಾಬ್ಲಮಲ್ಲಿ ಈ ಕಡೆ ಜಾಸ್ತಿ ಇದೆ, ಅಂದರೆ ನಾವು ಹೆಡ್ ಆಫೀಸಿಗೆ ಕಳಿಸಿರೋದು ಜಾಸ್ತಿ ತೊಗೊಂಡಿರೋದಕ್ಕಿಂತ. ಸೊ ಹಂಗಂದರೆ we have had the branch has actually earned a profit. So this profit will be carried over to the profit and loss account of the head office. So that's it. This is a very simple method. So now let's look at the second scenario, which is when goods are invoiced at selling price. So what we just did now was when goods are invoiced at cost price. So sometimes the head office will decide to invoice the goods to the branch at selling price. So selling price is nothing but cost plus the profit margin. So there are a number of reasons why head office will invoice the goods at selling price. So firstly, it may not want the branch managers to know how much profit the head office is actually making. Secondly, it can have effective control over the stock of goods at the branch. And one more reason will be, just to relieve the branches from the burden of setting prices. So otherwise they'll have to decide the price or they may have to contact the head office. So let's take, for example, the head office incurs 100 rupees to produce a unit. So now that is the cost of goods, and they are invoicing it to the branch at 25% over the cost. So in this case, what will happen is they'll send it at 125. So that's 100 plus 25%, which is 125. What you have to remember is the goods that the branch receives will always have the element of profit included as well, because they receive it at the selling price. That's the price that they'll sell it at. At the end of the year, the value of the closing stock includes the element of profit included as well. So because that is at the selling price, right? Now, naturally, that is unrealized profit, because until we sell those goods, we have not realized the profits. So if we show that in our records, we are showing profits which we still have not earned. So that's why we'll have to eliminate that profit. And the way we do that is by creating a stock reserve account. So let's say, for example, there is closing stock of 50,000 and the goods were invoiced at 25% over cost. So in this case, what's happening is that 50,000 is not just the cost of goods, but it also includes the profit. So that's actually 125%. But now we need just the 100%. So what we'll do is 50,000 into 100 divided by 125. So in this case, we'll get the cost of goods sold, and the balance will be the unrealized profit. And this will be transferred to the stock reserve account. So now what will happen is we will know the actual trading results of the firm, because we have eliminated the profit which is not realized yet. So head office ಕೆಲವು ಸಲ ಬ್ರಾಂಚ್ಗೆ ಗೂಡ್ಸ್ನ ಇನ್ವಾಯ್ಸ್ ಮಾಡೋದು ಸೆಲ್ಲಿಂಗ್ ಪ್ರೈಸಲ್ಲಿ ಮಾಡ್ತಾರೆ, ಅಂದರೆ ಕಾಸ್ಟಲ್ಲಿ ಮಾಡಲ್ಲ. ಸೊ ಅವ್ರು ಸೆಲ್ಲಿಂಗ್ ಪ್ರೈಸಲ್ಲಿ ಯಾಕೆ ಇನ್ವಾಯ್ಸ್ ಮಾಡ್ತಾರೆ ಅಂದರೆ ಬ್ರಾಂಚ್ ಮ್ಯಾನೇಜರ್ಸ್ಗೆ ಪ್ರಾಫಿಟ್ ಎಷ್ಟಾಗ್ತಿದೆ ಅಂತ ಗೊತ್ತಾಗ್ದಿರೋ ಇರೋಕ್ಕೆ, ಸ್ವಂತರ ಅವ್ರ ಆಮೇಲೆ ಅವ್ರದ್ದೇ ಸ್ವಂತವಾಗಿ ಬಿಸ್ನೆಸ್ ಇಡೋಕ್ಕೆ ಚಾನ್ಸ್ ಇದೆಯಲ್ಲ. ಸೊ ಅದಕ್ಕೆ ಇಂಥ ಇಂಪಾರ್ಟೆಂಟ್ ಇನ್ಫಾರ್ಮೇಷನ್ ಸೀಕ್ರೆಟ್ ಆಗಿ ಮೇಂಟೈನ್ ಮಾಡ್ತಾರೆ. ಆ್ಯಂಡ್ ಆಲ್ಸೋ ಬ್ರಾಂಚಸ್ ಪ್ರೈಸ್ ಅವರೇ ಸೆಟ್ ಮಾಡೋದಕ್ಕಿಂತ ಹೆಡ್ ಆಫೀಸ್ ಸೆಟ್ ಮಾಡಿದ್ರೆ ಒಳ್ಳೇದಲ್ಲ. ಸೊ ಅದಕ್ಕೆ ಹೆಡ್ ಆಫೀಸ್ ಡೈರೆಕ್ಟಾಗಿ ಸೆಲ್ಲಿಂಗ್ ಪ್ರೈಸಲ್ಲಿ ಇನ್ವಾಯ್ಸ್ ಮಾಡ್ತಾರೆ. ಸೊ ಈಗ ಇನ್ವಾಯ್ಸ್ ಮಾಡಿದಾಗ ಒಂದು ಎಕ್ಸಾಂಪಲ್ ತಗೊಳ್ಳಿ. ಸೊ 100 rupees ಹೆಡ್ ಆಫೀಸ್ಗೆ ಆದರೆ ಅವರು 25% ಓವರ್ ಕಾಸ್ಟ್ ಆಗಿ ಇನ್ವಾಯ್ಸ್ ಮಾಡ್ತಾರೆ, ಫಾರ್ ಎಕ್ಸಾಂಪಲ್. ಸೊ ಆಗೇನಾಗುತ್ತೆ ಅಂದರೆ ಬ್ರಾಂಚ್ ರಿಸೀವ್ ಮಾಡೋದು 125. ಸೊ ದಟ್ಸ್ 100 ಪ್ಲಸ್ 25%. ಸೊ ಈಗ ಈ ಮೆಥಡ್ ಫಾಲೋ ಮಾಡಿದಾಗ ಏನಾಗುತ್ತೆ ಅಂದರೆ, ಇವಾಗ ಬ್ರಾಂಚಲ್ಲಿ ಕ್ಲೋಸಿಂಗ್ ಸ್ಟಾಕ್ ಇದೆಯಲ್ಲ, ಆ ಕ್ಲೋಸಿಂಗ್ ಸ್ಟಾಕ್ ಬರೀ ಕಾಸ್ಟ್ ಅಲ್ಲಿ ನಾವು ತೋರಿಸ್ತಿಲ್ಲ, ಆ ವ್ಯಾಲ್ಯೂ ಅಲ್ಲಿ ನಾವು ಇನ್ನ ಅನ್ರಿಯಲೈಸ್ಡ್ ಪ್ರಾಫಿಟ್ ಇದೆ, ಅಂದರೆ ನಾವು ಮಾರಿದಾಗ ಎಷ್ಟು ಪ್ರಾಫಿಟ್ ಬರುತ್ತೆ ಅನ್ನೋದನ್ನ ಆಲ್ರೆಡಿ ನಾವು ಅಲ್ಲಿ ತೋರಿಸ್ತಿದ್ದೀವಿ. ಸೊ ಮಾರೋವರೆಗೂ ನಮಗೆ ಆ ಪ್ರಾಫಿಟ್ ರಿಯಲೈಸ್ ಆಗಿರಲ್ಲ ಅಲ್ಲ, ಅದಕ್ಕೆ ನಾವು ಅದನ್ನು ಎಲಿಮಿನೇಟ್ ಮಾಡಬೇಕು. ಸೊ ಫಾರ್ ಎಕ್ಸಾಂಪಲ್ 50,000 ಗೂಡ್ಸ್ ಇದೆ ಅಂತ ಇಟ್ಕೊಳ್ಳಿ, ಅದು ಬಂದು ಕಾಸ್ಟ್ ಪ್ಲಸ್ 25%. ಆದರೆ ನಾವಿವಾಗ ತೋರಿಸ್ಬೇಕಾಗಿರೋದು ಬರೀ ಕಾಸ್ಟ್. ಸೊ ಅದಕ್ಕೆ ಏನು ಮಾಡ್ತೀವಿ ಅಂದರೆ 50,000 ಇಂಟು 100 ಡಿವೈಡೆಡ್ ಬೈ 125. ಸೊ ಆಗ ಕಾಸ್ಟ್ ಆಫ್ ದ ಕ್ಲೋಸಿಂಗ್ ಸ್ಟಾಕ್ ಬರುತ್ತೆ. ಆ ಬ್ಯಾಲೆನ್ಸ್ 10,000 ಇದೆಯಲ್ಲ, ಅದು ಬಂದು ಅನ್ರಿಯಲೈಸ್ಡ್ ಪ್ರಾಫಿಟ್, ಅದು ಬಂದು ನಾವು ಸ್ಟಾಕ್ ರಿಸರ್ವ್ಗೆ ಟ್ರಾನ್ಸ್ಫರ್ ಮಾಡ್ತೀವಿ. So when goods are invoiced at selling price to the branches, under debtors method we'll be maintaining two extra accounts. So one will be goods into branch account and the other will be stock reserve account. Okay, so this problem says that the goods were invoiced at 20% above the cost, right? So just like how we did with the cost price, we'll first bring down the balances from the previous year. So that will be okay. So the problem says that the stock on the 1st of January is 25,000 and that's at cost. But we need to show in the books at our invoice price 25,000. So this is just 100%, but we need it at 120%. So you'll just multiply by 120 and divide it by 100. So that will be 30,000. Okay. And debtors is 32,750. Okay. Now for this stock, the unrealized profit would have been transferred to the stock reserve in the previous year, so it would have been closed that way. So that balance will be brought down here. So we'll bring down the balance of the stock reserve. So 30,000 is the invoice price. So we need only the 20% out of this 120. So that will be 20 by 120. Okay, so that is 5,000. So see, this is the balance of stock that we have, and that includes this unrealized profit. Now the next thing that we have is goods into branch at cost. So cost is 2 lakhs. So invoice price will be the extra 20%, right? So this is just the 100%, but we need the 120%. So that's why we'll divide it by 100 and multiply it by 120. And then we get the invoice price of goods. Now the same way, this also has that unrealized profit. We'll be showing that unrealized profit on the credit side, so we'll just use the same account. Okay, so 240 is 120%, but we need only the unrealized element, which is 20%. So into 20 divided by 120, so you'll get 40,000. The next thing that we have is cash sales and cash remitted to head office. So the problem says that the total cash remitted to the head office is 2,22,500, and out of that cash sales is 59. So the remaining amount that has been remitted will be the collection from debtors. So we take bank here because this is the head office is receiving it, right? So we'll debit bank account and credit the branch account because now the debt of the branch is decreasing. 222,500, and out of that cash sales is 59,000. So the balance will be the collection from debtors. So the problem is expenses paid by HO is 12,000. So when expenses are met by the head office, naturally the debt of the branch is increasing, right? So we'll be showing it on the debit side. Okay. Now naturally when the expense is paid, it is paid from the bank account, right? So that what happens is cash is going out. So in this case, cash is being credited. So that's why we'll either show by cash account or bank account. So to cash account or bank account. So this should be in brackets, and then we'll write bank or cash. So this is the actual account that is being accredited. So now we have taken everything that should come in the branch account. The only thing remaining is the closing stock in the branch. So we'll bring down those balances. Carry down those balances. So stock in the problem, it says that the 28,000 is the closing stock at invoice price. Now if you look at the first 2 points, it says that goods sent to branch is 2 lakhs, but received at invoice price is only 2,20,000. Now sent to branch at cost is 2 lakhs, but when you convert it to invoice price, we get it as 2,40,000, right? But what the branch has received is only 2,20,000, which means 20,000 is still in transit, and that will eventually reach the bank branch soon. So we'll be taking that as well in the closing stock. So this is what the branch already has, and this one is in transit. So this will be the total closing stock of the branch. And then we have the other closing balances. Okay. Now naturally these two stock balances are at invoice price, which means they have that unrealized profit. So that element will be transferred to the stock reserve. Okay, so 48,000 is the invoice price. So this is 120%, but we need the unrealized profit, which is the 20%. So divided by 20 and multiplied by 20 and divided by 120. And then you're going to get the 8,000, which is the stock reserve. So now this will be carried down in the next year on the credit side, and the stock will be shown here. So the same thing that we did here will get repeated. So now we just have to see which side is large, and the other side will be the profit or loss. The remittances that we have done and the closing balances that we have are actually more than how much our debt has actually increased. So there has been more inflow, so that's why we'll be having the balancing figure as the net profit. Okay, so now this net profit will be carried over to the head office's PL account, which is the general profit and loss account, and it will be shown as the profit made by the branch with the stock reserves as well. So obviously when you bring something here and that includes a profit which is still unrealized, you will show it on the other side, and when you're showing it here, the unrealized profit is shown on the other side. So that is branch accounting following Debtors method. I hope you found it helpful. So please leave your thoughts, comments, feedbacks, opinions, whatever, down in the comments below. Thank you for watching, and I'll see you soon.